Okay, I am here with the one and only Colin Macy-O'Toole, our favorite deckhand from Below Deck Med. How are you, Colin?
I am good, Gina. Thank you for having me and talking again.
Yeah. I mean, it was so great to see you on Instagram. I mean, I think everyone was like, what is happening in New York? Like all of a sudden, all these people were there. What was it?
Yeah, you know what? It was funny because I'm friends with a lot of those people and all those guys that's been on, every year and everything like that. And I was enjoying the weekend, but I felt like I was the only one posting. So I was like, are we not allowed to post about this? Or, the upfront, no one told me that it's secret or anything. So I was having fun and taking selfies with everybody. And then, eventually people caught on, but then one of my pictures with Glenn and Rachel or who else was I with? Daisy, people, I saw my picture getting passed around online. So I was like, oh man, am I not supposed to take pictures? But it's all good. But yeah, it was a wild weekend. So the people that don't know, it's called a NBC Upfront. Mm-hmm. And every network on TV, for the most part, have their upfront event at some point. And basically what that is their network. They put together, their, obviously their major networks as well as their umbrella, networks as well, to promote their new shows that are coming out, or something new that may be happening in their world, maybe with streaming or what have you. And what that is they make this, it's basically a convention essentially, but with advertisers. So what they do is they bring these advertisers in, they put on this convention to basically show off, right? They want to show off their new products that are coming out essentially, and the new hottest shows that are coming out, and for them, that's how they get their advertisers. And with NBC specifically, they were really promoting Peacock obviously is big, it's huge now with streaming, so they were promoting that. BravoCon coming up in October, NBC, USA, I think Sci-Fi Channel, I think they have that too, that partnership as well. So there's a lot of opportunity for these advertisers, to get their name out as well.
I see. Because I think some fans, and by the way, Malia was posting and Rachel were posting along with you. So I saw all of you guys together. So you weren't alone. I did see
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was everybody. But I think a lot of people thought this was a big BravoCon ad or something. What was that?
It was, so, I kind of mentioned briefly, NBC owns, NBC Kids. I think that's a thing. Like I said, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, NBC News, NBC Sports. So, us being the reality people, whoever was in charge of the Bravo section of this whole thing, or whoever put this whole thing together deserves a raise. I don't know if NBC is listening to this interview, but if you do, whoever was in charge of that, give them a promotion. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was funny because we're in the green room, all the Bravo people are in the green room, and we're watching the monitor of what's going on stage at Radio City Music Hall. So we got to the point where it was the Law and Order people, and Lester Holt was on stage. So people were rotating in and out, but it was mostly just them really with a microphone, just kind of what's coming up next, what to expect this season and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it was the Bravo section. The BravoCon sign came down with a big ass TV, and they put on a nice skit where a couple was sitting on a couch, and Andy Cohen's on Watch What Happens Live saying the first person who tweets at me will get free BravoCon tickets. And so they put on a skit where I wasn't able to see it because I was backstage, but they either pass out or they fall asleep or something like that. I didn't really catch that part, but then they wake up and they're at BravoCon, whoa, my God, it's the Summer House guys, and so they run on stage with drinks in their hands, and then they turn around, it's oh my God, the yachties are here, and so they pull out a fake boat, and we start dancing, and it's it's club music and stuff, and the housewives are you're getting down low and all this stuff. So we were and I can talk about it later, but we had an after party that night, and I met some advertisers, and they said the Bravo section of the entire conference just blew everyone's minds out. So like I said, whoever was in charge of doing all that and the choreography, there was all these dancers, like these professional dancers and everything. And someone told me that they hired like the Taylor Swift's like lighting person who did all the lights. That's what someone told me that. So like they put a lot of money into this thing, and they did it right. I mean, it was a super cool experience, and it was a ton of fun.
Wow. So it was you and Malia from Med, but then like you had Daisy and Glenn and Rachel. Now, did you know everybody already?
No, I actually, I met Malia for like 5 seconds last year, briefly when I was with Bobby. But she was actually doing one of those green screen things at the time, for the show. So we didn't really talk, but, I tell people all the time, like the below deck world is so fun and unique because I was, I kind of I don't know from experience, but, compared to like Bachelor Nation, like once you're in the below deck world, like you're in, like maybe just because we have that mutual, we have something in common, and, talk about your season, I'll talk to you about my experiences, that kind of thing. And, I've had people, and like, even now, like people reach out to me or I'll reach out to others, and like, we just talk like we've been friends forever, but that's just what, that's just how we are. You just feel comfortable with other people on the show. Like, can I give you advice, or what should I expect? Or, what should I do? When I talk to Gina, stuff like that. I'm kidding. But no, like everyone, like I said, it's like, it's a fun community to be in. And, I was very thankful that NBC and Bravo, thought of me. It was in the city. So I live down the street still on Long Island. So, but to still be, invited to these events, I'm always thankful that, to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you're like a fan favorite. So like, of course, now people are like, is Colin going to be at BravoCon?
Not sure yet. There's a lot of things going on in my world. Hopefully you'll find out soon. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you can go. Did you go last time?
No, not last time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're able to go, I told, I'm not going to mention who, but I was like, if you guys go, or when you guys go, I was like, soak it in, enjoy it. BravoCon, when I went, I don't know if this is dramatic, but like it changed my life when I was there. There was, that's more in detail, but a lot of things happened since then. It's all for the positive, all for the good.
Yeah.
And I just tell people, even if you're a ticket holder and you're just going just to, enjoy it, soak it in. It's a 3-day crazy Bravo fest. And like I said, like just whoever, Andy and the execs, the higher ups who put this Bravo community together, it's really unique and it's really special. And I'm very flattered to be a part of that.
Well, going into BravoCon, you were always a fan favorite, but for you to say it changed your life, what did you come out with that you didn't have when you were going in?
You know what? Like, it's the people. And that's what hit it hard for me was, I'm not a big, like, I obviously watch Below Deck. I watch a lot of Bravo, and, being on TV, you're used to like, all the social media bashing and all that stuff, or, someone yells, everyone, there's drama, right? That's what happens. And that's what reality show is. And that's what makes it unique and fun. But yeah, I mean, doing BravoCon and like meeting Reza, meeting, Mercedes and, Ashley Darby and some of the Vanderpump people and, Austin, Shep and Craig. And, like there's some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, regardless of what you see on TV. And like, all being in that environment and, like I said, we all have this mutual Bravo love, but just going in there and, people coming up to me and being like, hey, Colin, like, how are you doing? How's your parents doing? Because they watch the show too. And, that's what, really hit me hard was just how genuine these people are. And, that's why, like I said, people only see like 40 plus minutes of them each week for 12, 13 weeks, whatever it may be. But you get to know these people. They're, like I said, they're some of the nicest people. They treat you really nice, and they're a lot of fun. We like to party. That I'll be true to that. But like I said, like it's a lot of fun. It's a great environment to be around.
Yeah, that is wonderful. And you mentioned that you guys went to a party after. I saw you like hanging with Seth Meyers. I mean, what was that like, that whole thing?
Yeah, it was a wild experience. I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was just kind of like, maybe a couple people here, a couple of people there. And you just don't, I'm just oblivious to this stuff, but I just never realized how big NBC is. Obviously, NBC, one of the biggest, what can you say, conglomerate? I don't know if that's the right word to use. But like, there are so many people that work for this network and the other, like I said, like the umbrella companies as well, that they're in charge with. And like, just how many people and how hard they work to put something like this together. And not just the events, this past weekend, but just like, think of like all the shows, maybe all these show pitches that maybe don't go through, ad sales, global sales, like there's so many opportunity in, I'm not just saying just NBC, but like in the TV world that a lot of people may not realize. And thankfully doing Below Deck got me a taste of, for the production side of things, which is a lot of fun in my opinion. But then going to an event like this, and, I'm meeting some of the, like, I'm not going to name names, but I was meeting some like right below, like the president, came up to me, like at the bar, was like, "Hey, Colin, like, how are the bars? Like, I mean, how are the boats doing? Stuff like that." And like, these big time NBC people come up to me and like, asking me like how my family, how's boat life going? How's Long Island? And it was very flattering. And like I said, these guys, they work around the clock. I mean, they know what they're doing, true. I mean, NBC, like they're kicking ass. And, for them to come up to me, and to, actually strike a conversation, about life and, like just a little chit chat. And like I said, obviously we have the boats in common and stuff like that. But yeah, it just really makes you feel special. It makes you really feel appreciated. And, like really thankful that you're a part of that NBC umbrella.
Yeah. I mean, does that sort of make you think like, because you haven't been on Below Deck for like a little while, yeah. But for you not to be on Below Deck for this long and for people to be like, I mean, do you ever think maybe I should go back to Below Deck, or would you do it, or do you think it's just?
No, I mean, you know what, you can't say no to opportunities. There is a time where, you move on. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, obviously that's not my call to, if I want to go back or not, like, we don't have any say in that, but, I think, you can, if you do it right and you treat the people that you work with correctly and you really care for those people, I think you can do more with them. And they want, and vice versa, they want to work with you. Like if you have like, say you have a good idea, or, maybe you want to be like a producer on a new show that's coming out or something like that. Like, as long as you treat them right, or, you have that mindset and you have that, rapport with these people, and I'm not saying like sucking up to them, and that's not what I'm saying by any means, but like, you treat them right, they like you, they respect you, and you respect them back, they will welcome you. And, like I said, this past weekend was just a glimpse of that. And it was, I had the time of my life.
That's great. That is amazing. I want to ask you some Below Deck stuff because it's interesting. The little chat you and I had maybe a couple years ago about production, about, what it takes to build Below Deck, just taking small costs and putting them together and adding them up. Below Deck is an expensive show to put on for reality, just from looking at the hard costs. And I saw Eddie, I mean, legit, he said something about not, getting paid like what the housewives make.
Sure.
And I was thinking of that, it's probably not as expensive to put on a housewife show as it is Below Deck.
Of course.
And you guys make your money. You make, you know, whatever you're going to make anyway on yachting.
Yeah.
Would you say that would primarily, would you say, just hypothetically, would that go into like the salaries that they would pay yachties just because the show is somewhat costly to make?
Yeah, I would say that's fair. You know, but it's also not extreme out of like the real life yachting world either. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, like The Bachelor, like they don't get paid at all. You know, unless you're like the person, like you don't get paid at all. So
that's a good point.
This is, I mean, and this is a reality show. And what's so great about Below Deck is that it is a genuine and a real show about yachting, right? So, you know, yes, compared to other shows, yes, we get paid less. That's, I mean, I'm sure anyone could have guessed that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like we're doing jobs and we get paid to do that job. And we know there are tips involved. Obviously, that's why we're sucking up to the guests every charter. You know, and yes, we do get our salary depending on, you know, your position. And obviously there's, you know, TV, you know, seasons, depending on that. But yeah, I mean, I would say it is fair to, you know, what we do for a living. You know, I mean, you can't complain about the money because you signed up for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anyone can make more money, obviously, like work on a different boat. You know, like I signed on, you know, because I was a ferry captain. I just wanted to, you know, I wanted to get a taste in the yachting world. So they paid me and, you know, whatever. And, you know, I just did it for the, you know, to go to Italy and to work on a mega yacht because I never did that before. And, you know, the money did not matter to me. I was all for the experience. And, you know, between Italy and France, you know, that is just, you know, there's no amount of money that could, you know, replace that.
No, that's, you know, that's interesting. You mentioned that. I don't know if you're watching Below Deck Down Under at all on Peacock.
No, not yet. No.
Okay, I interviewed, well, I'm sure you might have heard things. The chef is causing some problems for our friend Aesha.
I've heard things, yes.
Yeah. He told me he really signed on because he wanted to go to Australia, which I thought, you know, that's legit. Yeah. But yeah, he's causing some issues for Aesha. She's the chief stew. She's doing a great job. You know, when you worked with her, did she seem like maybe she was looking to move up to be a chief stew someday, or did she seem pretty happy just being second?
You know what? Aesha, I tell people all the time, Aesha was the MVP of that season. What was that, season 4?
Yeah.
What I love about Aesha, and I think what a lot of people appreciate about her, is how outgoing and how bubbly she is. You know, like if there are like plates being smashed in the back, Aesha is in the front with the guests, you know, juggling balls just to distract them. You know what I mean? Like as a metaphor, you know, just to, you know, she's so outgoing and you just suck to her, you know what I mean? And that's what she's so great about, you know, doing the Below Decks and Down Under, you know, that I think the sky's the limit for Aesha. And, you know, I don't know what her future goals are. You know, like I said, you know, when you get a little older, like myself, like I'm 34, you know, you kind of slow down a little bit, obviously, you know, but, you know, I don't know what her future goals is, but, you know, if she wants to be a mate, captain, you know, I mean, I don't know if that's something she wants to do, but like, she's so good at her job and she's so smart and dedicated to her craft that, you know, I think, you know, she can do whatever she wants in the yachting industry if that's something she decides to pursue.
That's awesome. Yeah, she's great. She's got a challenge with this guy though. But you know,
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying these things are easy, but you know, like I said, she's got a good head on her shoulders, and hey, I'm sure she, you know, these things, you know, are all going to make her stronger and better going forward.
Yeah. Speaking of season 4, I do have to ask you about Joao. I saw a little picture of him. It looks like he's yachting. How's he doing? Have you talked to him at all?
Yeah, I talked to him, you know, here and there. He's been, you know, he's been off the grid a little bit with social media. But yeah, you know, sometimes his ship would, you know, his boat would be, you know, in the shop getting worked on. I think a month or so ago, he was with his family for a little bit. you know, he's in quarantine sometimes, you know, before, you know, I don't know what the laws are over there. So, you know, forgive me, but yeah, I mean, he's still killing it, and I'm so proud of him. And you know, he's still running his boats, and yeah, I mean, he's keeping busy. He's making money. You know, I think he got his visa finally renewed. So you know, because I know that's a big thing over in Europe. So like, hopefully, he's able to, you know, come to the States. You know, if you know, like I said, I don't know what the protocols are with all that, but you know, he's killing it, and I'm so happy for him. And you know, with everything that's going on, you know, post Below Deck, he's, you know, trust me, he's very, you know, he's definitely in a good place.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And before I let you go, what do you got cooking this summer? Any big travel plans or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, summer, you know, it's, you know, summer on Long Island. It's, that's what sucks me in every year. You know, I got, you know, we got Fire Island, of course, only a couple miles away. You know, I'm sure I'll be, you know, visiting back and forth to Bobby, you know, a couple times. I'll go bother him for a little bit, and cool. Yeah, just you know, working here and there. Like I said, I can't talk about much about what's going on that end, but yeah, it's going to be a fun summer, and hopefully I can share with you guys soon.
I can't wait. All right. Well, I appreciate your time today, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gina. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.